Good stuff.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I would like to welcome you all to the 348th meeting of Toastmasters of Delhi. My name is Sahil Madan, and I am here on behalf of the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. Now, the mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and encouraging positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and growth. Now, to officially start the meeting, I would like to inform you that this meeting will be recorded and will be shared among members for study and self-reflection. In order to have a smooth meeting, here are some ground rules. Please avoid talking about religion, sex, and politics. Please turn your mobile phones on silent mode. And you are requested to be attentive throughout the meeting and support the speaker with your warm smile and applause. Let's have a great meeting. Now, I would like to hand over the stage to the presiding officer of our club, Toastmaster Saurabh.
I know it's a pretty hot afternoon. That's why you're not able to clap properly. And we clap hard. So on that note, welcome once again on this 348th meeting of Toastmasters of Delhi. Are you excited?
Yes.
No. You can smile at least. Okay. So why we are here? This is for our guests who heard something from the market, from the social media, and came here in this hottest afternoon. Uh, took some courage to come out from the AC room and reached this particular place to understand certain things. Right? Yes? No? You can speak, yes. You can use your voice, you can use your words. Please remove your phones from your hand and keep it inside your pocket. And who all are the guests? Stand up. Okay, one by one. Can you introduce yourself from right to left?
I'm Vishal, and I'm an engineer in acquisition by training profession. And yeah,
Come here. Can you speak a little louder? Yes, you can clap. If you sit down, I will remember your faces.
So I'm Vishal, and I'm a engineer in acquisition by profession. And I'm here for only one purpose because I feel, sometimes it happens कि whenever I speak in front of people, I fumble just like I'm doing right now. I fumble and my mind goes blank. So I'm just here so I can speak in front of you, get some confidence while speaking because I believe I do not lack the knowledge of language. What I have is the mental barrier rather than the knowledge barrier. So maybe this place will help me, and I'm just curious to see how this goes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Who will come next? You please.
Hi, I'm Arpit. I work in the private equity industry, and basically I'm here to know more about Toastmasters and understand what is it all about, and learn the mechanics of the club, get to know people, and also learn the art of public speaking. So, thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Please. Who is next?
Hello everyone, my name is Mohammad Adhar. By profession, I am an engineer. I am working in an automobile industry, and the reason why I came here is to communicate effectively and to present in a better manner. So
Great. Thank you so much. Who's next?
Hi, I am Pranav Ajay, currently studying in Hansraj College, first year, pursuing BSc Maths Honors. The reason I come to this club is because I think I like confidence while speaking, so that's why I
Great. Anyone else? Pending? You? You are a Toastmaster? No? Then your guests. You can also share your personal story. You are not new. Okay. Great. We'll heard more about you, but we have a brand new Toastmasters today. and she is none other than Archana. Let's let's with a round of applause. Heard something from you. Archana, all yours. Please grab the stage.
Hello, I am Archana.
I'm holding this one.
Thank you. Hello, I am Archana Chauhan, and this is my first session as a Toastmaster here. And I'm excited as I have been given one task as a grammarian. So let's see how it goes. Thank you.
Many more to come. Thank you so much. Great. I believe we all are here for public speaking mastery. If I'm not wrong, to learn something, to voice out something, to speak something. You are a lawyer. You heard about Manupatra? Yeah, I used to sell that in the year 2007 to 2009. I'm a salesperson there. Okay, so on that note, I will not take much of your time. I know that we have a very beautiful Toastmaster of the day today. This is my mentor and partner in crime. I always say that. Okay, that the criminal part we will discuss later. But today, I'm going to hand over this physical speech to Toastmaster of the day. Today, Toastmaster Lavina.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes, all yours, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 348th meeting of Toastmasters of Delhi. I'm your Toastmaster of the day, Lavina Mittal. The topic today is how to communicate effectively. Now, why is it important to communicate effectively? Anybody? Yes, Mr. President.
To avoid misunderstandings.
To avoid misunderstandings, yes. But why would you want to avoid misunderstandings? Convey your message more accurately. But why would you want to do that?
Build relationships.
Build relationships. Why would you want to do that?
More people do a certain task.
To bring more people onto a certain task. But why would you want to do that?
Get promotions.
To get promotions. Okay. So we just use the 5 why technique. It is said that if you ask why 5 times, you can get an answer to almost any and every question. So we know that our president is here so that he can get promotions. We have come to know the real reason. He keeps on telling us he is here to get over stage fear and this and that, but that's the real reason. Anybody else? Why do you feel it is important to communicate effectively? Any other reason other than those that we have discovered?
Good impression.
To build a good impression, yes. And why is that necessary?
Yeah, only then you can stand out. I mean, amongst the crowd.
To shine amongst the crowd. And why is that required?
If you want to grow professionally, even in personal life also, if you want something, then you need to
To portray yourself positively.
To portray yourself positively. Why? So I think all the answers are leading to that one human need of becoming a better version of ourselves and in the process gaining from it. Because as humans, we are in a relational society. For better or for worse, we are in a lot of places caught in a rat race. Right? If we go to a shop and I like a lehenga which is worth say 50,000 rupees, I may not be able to buy it, somebody may be able to buy it. That is the rat race. I'm working in an organization, there are promotions, the bell curve is followed. Some people get promoted, some do not, some are asked to leave. That's again a rat race. You go to a vegetable vendor and you want the best vegetable at the lowest rate. That is the rat race. Somebody else may come and handle better than you, or somebody else may come and get a better vegetable than you, and you may pick up some vegetable which your wife or your mother will throw at your face. Kya lekar aaye ho? So for anything and everything, effective communication is required. And we will talk a bit more about this as we proceed in the meeting today. A Toastmasters meeting has 3 parts. First, you have the prepared speeches. Second, you have table topics or extemporaries. And third, you have the evaluations. So I would like to invite our general evaluator, first of all, VTM Shahid, so that we can hear from the evaluator that what is it that they are looking for and what is it we need to do. DTM Shahid, the distinguished Toastmaster, a mentor to almost everybody in the club, including me, an absolute inspiration, and the reason I get up and come to this club on some Saturdays. DTM Shahid.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lavina. I am humbled. Good afternoon, Toastmasters. Today, as the general evaluator of this meeting, which is almost part of my role in every meeting, I don't know why people are not coming up to evaluate generally. Next time, we'll have to do something drastic about it. Communication, effective communication is also a part, drastic measures are also a part of effective communication. Giving the carrot or the stick and some other things. And I'm giving some food for thought for Toastmaster Lavina to add to that. Okay, as the general evaluator, I'm going to evaluate the meeting in three major aspects. Number one, the parliamentary aspect. Number two, the performance aspect of all the role players. And number three, the involvement of the audience. So we'll start first from the parliamentary aspect. The parliamentary aspect is that please put your mobiles on silent as asked by the sergeant at arms. Keep them away from you so that you are more attentive to the meeting in present. Imagine that you are in 1979 when there was no WhatsApp and no mobile. That will be a better way of communicating with your fellow Toastmasters and guests in the meeting. Do not make any in and out movement. I'll be watching it unnecessarily, or enter the room or leave the room only when there is an applause, so that the audience or the role player is not disturbed while you are moving around. Please avoid any side talk. If you have something to share, raise your hand and the Toastmaster of the day or anyone who is present other than the speaker can help you with your queries. Of course, the queries will be answered by the president at the end of the meeting also. The third part is that the second part where comes the role players preparedness. Now, this is a task that I have to do as UK Education. All the role players are given their roles and then their respective details on how to perform that role. Now they can also improvise on it. So whatever is their way of communicating, they can come and improvise on that role. These are leadership roles, and there are three major roles that are called TAG: timer, counter, grammarian. I'll just explain them later on. Other than that, we have speakers, we have speech evaluators, we have table topic evaluators who will be also supporting the members and explaining their roles and their reports at the end of this meeting. So first, I'll be calling the tag team here on stage who will tell us their objectives of what their roles are. Before that, I'll tell you the third part. The third part is the audience interest. You can only become a Toastmaster when you are very attentive and very focused. I'll give you a story. I'm basically a storyteller. Last to last meeting, we had a new member. She sat in the meeting. She was very attentive. She was very focused on what she's doing. What she was doing is she was processing the whole meeting and understanding, relating it to her real and professional life. And how did I come to know of it? She did not communicate that to me. After the meeting, she came to me and said, I want to become a member. So if you are attentive and you are relating the meeting to your goals in life and how to become a better speaker, this is how it will happen. You will immediately turn into a member, because that is what Toastmasters says. Once you join a meeting and you understand how this is going to help you in your personal or professional life, then you immediately join the meeting. So your audience interest and attention is most important. And how do we do that? Number one, keep your eye contact with the members on the stage who are coming on the stage. This will encourage the member to be more comfortable with you. Of course, some members will get nervous. So at that time, give them a bigger smile and they will become more comfortable. Do not wink. That might be a little tricky for them to understand what you are trying to do. Third part is clap enthusiastically. The more you enthusiastically clap, it will be more good for them to, and as an encouragement to deliver their speeches more confidently. Now I would call upon stage my tag team. The first tag team member was Toastmaster Shahid, who is not here. So I'm taking his role as the timer. Now, as a timer, what I'll be doing is I'll be timing the whole meeting from the sergeant at arms to the last role player, that is me, when I'll be coming at the end of the meeting. For each role player, there is a time limit given. But major time limit I'll explain for the role players. Three major role players. Number one, the speaker. The speaker has to deliver a speech of 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll raise the green card, keep it up here for that for the 6th minute. Then I'll turn it to the 5th yellow card, that is the 6th minute. At last, I'll turn it to red at 7th minute. At the 7th minute, there is a 30-second grace for the speaker to complete the speech and leave the stage. But if he continues with the speech is liable to be disqualified, and he might have to repeat it, or he will not be eligible for the award for the speech. Now comes the speech evaluator part. The speech evaluation can be done only in 3 minutes. Again, the first thing will be the green card at 2 minutes. Yes, a green card at 2 minutes, a yellow card at 2.5 minutes, and a red card at 3 minutes. Now there is the table topic speech. Table topic speech is most welcome for the an opening for the stage for the guest to come on stage. It is a 2-minute speech. You get 30 seconds to think about the topic and then deliver the topic. The table topic master will help you how to do it. Okay, I'll just explain the timing so that the table topic master does not have to repeat it again. The table topic master will tell you a topic. You can think for 30 seconds. That's a grace period. You can speak immediately, but the moment you speak, the timer will start. From that moment, at 1 minute, I'll show the green card. At 1.5 minutes, I'll show the red card, and at 2 minutes, I'll show the the yellow card and the red card. 2 minutes is the maximum time you can speak for a table topic speech. It's a challenge. If you can talk about anything for 2 minutes, you can do anything in life. Trust me. You can even drive an aeroplane in 2 minutes if you learn that properly. That is how the timer will do. Now I'll call upon stage the R counter of the day who will explain the objectives of his role. Toastmaster Viraj Satish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shai sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm the R counter of the day. Filler words or crutches cause an interruption in the speech. It distracts the attention of the audience. They reduce the impact of the speech. I shall make a note of the pauses, filler words, repetitions, and filler sounds used by the speaker and the role players. Filler words are words like you know, I mean, well, so, unintentional sounds like are also will be noted. Any unintentional and excessively long pauses during the speeches will be noted. I will submit my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Viraj. Now I'd like to call upon stage our debutant Toastmaster. This is her first role in the meeting, and she has just joined. She has not even taken her orientation, which is soon to be taken by me. She did not even ask me what is the role about. She just read it and did it. So you just see the confidence that people have when they join in the first meeting itself. And if you don't have the confidence, we are there to support you. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Archana. So you want a bow or a handshake? The Japanese way or the Indian way?
Both ways, no issues. So, as I told you that I'm acting as a grammarian for today's session. So I'm going to give a word of the day, which I would suggest that everyone please do use it in your speech. So, and I'll also give one idiom of the day, which also I suggest to use in your speech. So, word of the day is encourage. Encourage, right? And I'll write it there also. I'll request Sahil to write it because my writing is not that good. And idiom is to cost an arm and a leg, which means very expensive. If I want to buy a Gucci purse, so that will I am not able to buy a Gucci purse because it cost me an arm and a leg, and I wouldn't be able to pay the Toastmaster fees in that case. So that is just an example. You can use it in your way. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster
And thank you,
Archana.
Lavina.
So much for my general evaluator role. I'll come and see you in the last end of the meeting. I'll also be distributing you some chits on which you have to explain. Sorry, you have to name the best role players. We'll just explain it to you later on. The TAOD will do that. And also, we'll have a small break also. That is a 10 to 15-minute break. You can network. You can understand. You can talk about other things from other Toastmasters, and then you can join back to Toastmaster level.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Have you people ever got any advice on how to communicate effectively, which you can share with the group? Go on, anybody.
Communicate clearly, loudly,
Make eye contact.
Be clear,
clear
loud,
objectives.
have good eye contact, be clear about the objectives that you're talking about.
Listening is more important than speaking.
Listening is more important than speaking.
Body language.
Body language. Just looking at Sahil's body language right now, he said that statement in such a serious manner, no? He was serious. Okay. Yes, what else?
Listen actively.
Listen effectively. Yes. So what we are going to hear about today is some advice given by Aristotle. Now, who knows who Aristotle is? Have you heard the name? Yes, Shahid, please.
That's very fun.
Sorry?
She's very philosophical, so I call her Aristotle.
Okay, we need her in the meeting then.
He's a Greek philosopher.
He was a Greek philosopher at the time of Plato. He was a student of Plato and a teacher of Alexander the Great. He was there at the time of Dante, and Dante said some very good things about him. So I have an interest in reading about Greek philosophers and Italian philosophers and any philosophers of any nationality and kind. It's just quite interesting. Not a lot of Aristotle's teachings survive. He was there in 322 BC. That long ago. How many years has it been? 2023 plus 322.
But there's AD also.
ED starts from zero, right? 0 to 2023. We also teach you preparation for CAT. That's another selling point of Toastmasters in Delhi. So we are going to be talking about Aristotle and his philosophy on effective communication. But we will get to that in a bit. First, we will start with the prepared speeches of the day. Our first speaker is Miraj Siddiqui. I invite his evaluator, Saurabh Kandra, to come to the stage and share with us objectives of Miraj's speech. Where's the duster? Sorry, where's the duster?
No.
Go on, Saurabh.
Wow, I'm once again here. How many of you are liking me? No? Great, don't like me at all. Okay, Miraj is going to deliver his level 1 speech 3 of leadership development program. And the title of this speech is talking to strangers, which is the most complicated part in our life. I believe that we are going to learn today. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Lavina.
Miraj Siddiqui talking to a stranger, Miraj Siddiqui.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lavina. Again, good afternoon all. So today my topic is talking to a stranger. Very common topic that we all discuss in here about. This is the topic that we all have been born since childhood. a topic that has been ingrained into our minds by our parents, teachers, and society at large. I'm talking about a topic that is old age question. Should we talk to a stranger? So let me ask you a question. Maybe Shahid sir can answer. Have you ever come across a situation wherein you were asked not to talk to a stranger when you were like young or early stage of your life?
Yes. Lately, I went to my mom telling me to come home straight from school, not to talk.
Exactly. So we all have been warned about it, right? Not to talk to a stranger, not to take chocolates from a stranger, not to take anything from a stranger, right? When you were like this, young. And this thing has already been, like we all are indoctrinated in such a way that we are still hesitating and talking to a stranger. Jonathan Franzen, American novelist, what he said about this: the best gift you can give to yourself is to talk to a stranger. Why? Because you'll get to know new culture, new things, and it can broaden your perspective about the world. You can become a better version of yourself by talking to a stranger. As a human, we have a tendency to communicate and connect with people. We often find ourselves in a situation where you get the chance to communicate with others, especially in a social event or while you are traveling or professional settings. Professional setting is very important because most of us are working. So talking to a strangers has many benefits. Personal benefit, it shows that you are coming out of your comfort zone and talking to a stranger. So it is the one benefit that, like, you all are coming here, coming out of your comfort zone in this hot season, hot, hot day, and just to communicate to others. Professional setting, what is the professional benefit of it? Let's say if you're working in a company and you get the chance to talk to a person. By talking to a person, you can expand your network and it can help you exponentially. How? If you want to move out from one company to another company, your friend can help you moving out. If you want to move within the company to a different role, a friend of your manager can help you moving out to the different role. So these are the benefit of a personal on a professional level. There are many tips which we generally use to talk to a person, and some are beneficial as well. Like, how can you, if you are talking to a person, what can you do whenever you're starting a topic? You can smile you can smile and you can start a topic and you can greet. This is the first thing which you can do. Second thing, you can find common grounds. IPL, you can talk about IPL. Let's say Sahil is interesting or Amir is interesting in IPL, so you can talk about IPL and you both can come to a common and come to a point where you both are happy to discuss this topic. This is the common ground. And third, which is very important, which we have already mentioned once, Lavina was talking about, listen actively. It is very important. If you are listening actively to a person, he or she feels that you are giving importance to that person, and he feels important that yes, you're giving importance to that person. So it is also very important that you are listening actively to that person. And the third, which is also most important, is like open-ended question. If someone is interacting with you, try to avoid say yes or no, because if, let's say, if someone is asking something and you said no, the topic ended then and there. But then try to give the other person some try to give the other person something so that he can also explain himself or herself in a better way, and that will help you to build trust between both the person. I mean, there are many ways which you can follow while talking to a stranger, because most of us are feeling intimidating while talking to a person, and someone are feeling uncomfortable to talking to. Most of us are feeling like this, right? Though there are many way benefit talking to a person, there are some risk associated to it as well. Like someone may take advantage of you, and how can you avoid it? By listening to your guts. If you're feeling uncomfortable by talking to a person, you can exercise caution. When you're talking to a person, please try to avoid sharing personal details like your mobile phone, like your financial details. You can share those details once you're comfortable with that person. And you can also try to upload your personal details on social media. So these are the things which you can avoid while interacting to a person. In conclusion, like there are many benefits and some risk associated to it, but then it's up to you how do you take it and how do you approach a person. And you can, if you can follow some of my tips, definitely your life will be adventurous. So this is all about it. One shairi that I have and related to this talking to a stranger. It is in Hindi. बात करने से अजनबी से बात करने में कोई खतरा नहीं होता, बिना बात किए तो जिंदगी यूं ही गुजर जाती है. एंड इंग्लिश यू कैन से टॉकिंग टू अ स्ट्रेंजर isn't dangerous. Life passes by without any conversation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Miraj. We all seek adventure in our daily lives in one form or the other. Now, moving on, let us hear what Aristotle had to say about effective communication. I invite Sahil and Mahira to join me in a small skit. You might want to sit on the chair or maybe sit into the side. Okay, so, sit here facing the audience so they know what is. That is what happens when the Toastmaster of the day doesn't prepare in advance. People learn through me.
Are you a doctor? Yes,
No,
I
I'm not.
So what has happened to him?
But I can help. I can probably operate on him.
You will operate. You're not a doctor, but you will operate.
No, but my parents have said I can do anything. They've always encouraged me.
Okay, you will try.
No, you were supposed to say, but are you a doctor?
Okay.
That is going to be the only time.
Okay, but you.
She's ready to let any random person operate on him. Oh my god, can I help? Are you having a heart attack?
But are you a doctor?
No, but my parents have said I can do anything. They've always
No, but you're
encouraged
not
me.
a doctor. Are you a doctor?
No, but I have toured all the markets
No,
of
you're not
Delhi.
qualified to do this. You're not a doctor.
See, I got that bag. It cost me an arm and a leg.
But are you a doctor?
No, but
Have you studied medicine? Are you
no,
a doctor?
but I really
No,
like
no,
your
no.
T-shirt.
No, but you're not a doctor.
Thank you, Sahil and Myra. So what was it that I was clearly lacking here? Why did Mahira not let me operate on Sahil? She had agreed earlier, but then why did she finally not agree to let me operate on him? Because I was not qualified, because I did not have credibility. The first rule of effective communication is to have credibility, which, as Aristotle said, is ethos. You are much more likely to listen to somebody if they have credibility. If I start talking about how to operate on a person, obviously she was not giving me time of the day, right? If I start talking about some legal jargons and we have a lawyer here, he will be like, "What are you talking about? Shut up. I'm better qualified than you." Now, how do you establish credibility? Anybody, it's an interactive session, please speak out. calm down, don't
By
debate.
showcasing your credentials.
Sorry?
By showcasing your credentials.
By showcasing your credentials. So there are four powers. Your credentials are knowledge power. Whether you have knowledge and the people know that. It can be in the form of degrees. You've learned education degrees or the work experience or the environment you have grown up in. You remember there was this movie wherein somebody said, Maharani, the OTT series of Huma Qureshi. She was giving a speech in the Constitution, not Constitution, sorry, in the Constituent Assembly, and the opposition party was saying that we know better about the people who are suffering. She said, "You have always lived in palaces. I have grown up among those people, so I know better." That is where she was establishing credibility, knowledge part. The second way of establishing credibility is positional power. We are much more likely to listen to our bosses at work, are we not? For any reason whatsoever. We may say that my boss is a donkey, but he is the boss, you have to listen to him. That's positional power. Third is, I'm forgetting the term, but yes, reward power. The ability of the person to reward you. If, for example, you are gunning for a scholarship or you are gunning to stand first in a classroom, and the teacher will be giving some subjective marks also. There are marks for class behavior, viva. You want to be the teacher's pet. That is the reward you're getting. And the fourth is punishment power. That you're afraid that something may happen which may not be the outcome you would desire. For example, if you start talking in the meeting, the general evaluator, EDM Shahid, may just ask you to move on. That will happen. So these four powers, if anybody holds any one of these powers or a combination of these powers, it helps in establishing credibility, which is ethos, and that enables people to take you seriously and for you to do your communication more effectively. Because people are biased in your favor, and wouldn't we all want that? That being said, as the audience, it is our responsibility to guard ourselves against bias. If I want somebody to be biased in my favor, it might be in that person's interest to be unbiased. Now we go on to the second speaker, Amit Kumar. Amit Kumar's evaluator is Sahil Madan. I invite Sahil to talk about the objectives of Amit's speech.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lavina. After a very encouraging first speech by Toastmaster Amit, now is the time to deliver his second speech. The objective is quite simple, to deliver any speech on any topic for around 7 minutes. And I wish Toastmaster Amit all the best.
Consistency, Amit Kumar, consistency.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters. My name is Amit Kumar, and today's topic is all about the consistency. One person started gym. He went to the gym, coming back and see himself in mirror. There is no change. Second day, again he came back from gym and see himself in mirror, and there is no change. Again, he was very disappointed and quit the gym. So, what was the reason? Why he was not able to see any changes in his appearance or in shape? Because he was not the consistent in his process. Because it's not a 1 or 2 day process. It's if you want to achieve anything in your life, then you have to be consistent. So, what is consistency? Consistency refers to the quality of being reliable, dependable, and following through on the part you have chosen as a particular goal. So, why consistency is important? Consistency is important because if you want to achieve anything in your life, like if I have set a particular goal, and if I want to achieve the result, then consistency is very important. So we can say consistency is very important when it's all about achieving the goal. When we took small steps slowly and steady and with consistently, we achieve little results. But if we are consistent in the same, then we can achieve the different and the desirous result. Consistency helps to develop a good habit, which leads to achieve the desired result. Because if there is lack of consistency, then anything you will not found anything. Because if you took anything in your life, whether it's a personal, professional, career, and anything, if you want to adopt any habit, like if you want to learn singing, any music, then you have to be consistent. And like the same in the I think the purpose of Toastmaster Club is all about the consistency. If you are coming on weekly basis, taking any role, so you will be grow in your life whatever the objective you have came in the Toastmaster Club. Consistency also helps in building trust and relationship. When you are consistent in anything, it shows other that this person is very reliable, dependable, and can be counted on. A small story on a lighter note: a one person likes a girl. So one day he went and give some flowers and say I love you. But the girl reacts, I don't know you. He came back. Next day he again goes to that girl by taking a large bouquet of flowers, some chocolates. Then the result was same. Then he quit. And he said to his friend that this girl don't love me, and he quit. But what the girl wants, she wants the trust and because you have to gain trust of that girl, na? You have to be consistent. You have to try at least 10 days. It's not an activity of 1 or 2 days, then you go and it will all start it. So gaining trust and building relationship, then consistency is very important. Consistency is also important to create a moral character. When you are consistent for any particular activity, you gain a sense of integrity, which helps to develop self-respect and which helps to develop self-respect and your moral character. When you develop a self-respect and moral character, and you will be more confident in that particular activity. So in if I have to conclude, I would say the consistency is important for achieving your goal, building trust and relationship, and for your personal character. Consistency is also important for your personal and professional growth. Everywhere consistency is required. Uh, One more example: if you are aware that the Usain Bolt, he has created a world record in 2009 of 100-meter sprint within 9.58 seconds. So it's not like that he one day he woke up and started running and he broke the world record or he created a world record. It was because he was consistent from last many years. He was practicing, and as I said earlier, slowly and steady, and being consistent is always win a race. So that's all about the consistency. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Amit. Consistency is definitely important, though I do not encourage you to go and bug a girl repeatedly if she said no once. Sounds a bit like stalking. All right. Now we move forward to the second advice of Aristotle. For this, I will request our Mr. President to volunteer for a small skit, and one more person is required as a volunteer, please. Anybody? Madam, please. Yes, volunteer. Small skit that we are doing. So our Mr. President has an 11-year-old daughter. And the scene we are portraying is that I am the president's daughter, not 11 years old, probably 6, 7 years old. And we are there in the market. And ma'am is our Mr. President's boss at work. And he just meets her randomly. And she starts telling him some juicy bit of office gossip, which is extremely important. She's revealing a very well hidden secret, which will probably help him get an advantage at work. So you both start having that conversation. I'm the 6-year-old daughter.
Where are you going? Sit down there.
I'm in the market, Papa. I'm not going to sit on the bench.
We have the benches, na?
No, benches are
Market
broken. They
benches.
are
Sit down
dirty.
there. Go, don't
Your
go.
boss is waiting.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Fine,
Good
how are
afternoon. Is it okay?
Papa, buy me that balloon, no?
Okay, I will do it later. Please settle down there. Don't irritate me now.
Papa, buy me that ice cream now.
Okay.
Please wait.
Yeah. So
Papa,
what
Papa,
is
ice
going
cream
on?
wala is going.
Yeah, I will do it. I'll keep it.
Wait for a
Just
minute.
come.
Come and sit here.
Come, please sit
Papa,
here.
I want ice cream.
No,
Papa,
wait.
I want ice cream.
Okay,
You not getting me ice cream. You want an
go
iPhone.
ahead, buy that balloon.
I'm 6 years old. I'll go on the road. Are you sending me alone?
No, you are in the
You
marketplace.
don't
na?
love me. Papa doesn't love me.
Please.
Please behave.
I want mummy. I want to go home to mummy.
Okay, ma'am, I will talk to you
I
later.
want
Come and sit here. Please. If you don't come and sit here.
Bad auntie, bad
No,
auntie.
no.
Bad auntie.
Please cooperate with us. Come and sit here. Wait for
I lose my job. Thank you so much.
Okay, we will have our president stay back. Thank you, ma'am. No, you also stay back. So, what was it that you were feeling when your kids started acting up in the middle of the marketplace?
It will not happen actually. This is an imaginary state.
What were the imaginary things you were feeling?
It never happened.
It just happened right now.
Oh. You go ahead and purchase the balloon.
You're sending me on the road. Am I
No, it
going
is
to-
the same marketplace. Means she know all the corners
No,
of one
I am the one
market.
setting the scene. It is not a safe
But
market.
you grew up in that particular place, na? You know the entire corners of the market.
Now, what were the emotions that you were feeling?
Nothing. It is the personal space of the
Nothing,
employee.
yaar, you
Okay,
hold on.
leave her.
Let your
We'll
boss
talk to-
speak. How can you interrupt
We'll
your
talk
boss?
to you
Give
later
him
in the
an
office.
emotion. Put him in PIP.
But sometimes it happens. पर उस समय ऐसा लगता है जैसे ना एक स्लैप कस के लगाना है बच्चे को या आकर घर पे क्लास लेनी है कि आपको ये नहीं करना चाहिए था। और जब कोई बात कर रहा है या किसी टॉपिक पे मम्मा पापा बात करें या आंटी अंकल बात करें तो प्लीज क्वाइट एंड हैव अ पेशेंस ताकि हम कुछ बाद में देख सके और कर सकें।
Thank you, ma'am. So what we saw was emotions actually, which is pathos. You see kids when interrupted by you see parents when interrupted by their children usually give in to the children's demands because probably Mr. President did not want to discontinue the conversation with his boss, which was important. He could have felt that what will the boss say that my kid cannot behave. He just gave the money, take the money and go. Emotions come into play. Or sometimes when the kids start saying things like, you bought yourself an iPhone, you can't buy me an ice cream. There are sometimes guilty emotions which come into place, right? I mean, not just a parent and child relationship. In any conversation, there are emotions which are there. That is the second mode of having an effective communication, pathos, ethos and pathos. Now we go on to the third speaker of the day. The third speaker is our Mr. President Saurabh Chandra. I am his evaluator. Give me a minute, please. Toastmaster Saurabh will be delivering his level 3 speech 4. The purpose of the project is to introduce or review basic presentation software strategies for creating and using slides in support or to enhance a speech. This will be a 5 to 7 minute speech and you will have to develop presentation slides. Saurav Kanra, 7 steps of sense. 7 steps of sense, Saurav Kanra. Oh, 7 steps of sales, Saurav Kanra, Saurav Kanra, 7 steps of sales.
Switch off that third switch. Okay, great. June 2001, a young boy went to his father and asked him to purchase a two-wheeler for him. It is my first year when I first ever negotiated for something to my father. And after a prolonged negotiation, finally, I convinced my father and I got my beloved one, the first wife of a boy's life. That is his first bike. When I got that first bike in my life, I understood that this is the boy who can convince his father. He can convince the entire world. That's how this invention happened. And now, after 2 decades, I am I am bringing you in front of you a salesperson in this marketplace. Irrespective of any profession, if you are a student, if you are a successful professional, an advocate, or a CA person, you have to have sales in your life. If it is not a product, but it is you as a product have to sell when you are in front of your interviewer, when you are in front of a beautiful lady, when you are in front of your daughter. So sales is the most effective profession in everyone's life. And I don't know how it happens. Okay, whenever my TMOD come with a subject, I already prepared that subject on my subconscious mind. Okay, so sales is all about communications, effective communications, body language, context, how you are dressing, what type of words you are using, how you are connecting with your customers, how you are connecting with your products. We are going to learn that the steps of selling anything and everything in your life. The first step of any sales happens with building relationships. The relationship between two things. One is the product that you are going to sell. When sometimes what happens when you are going for an interview, you are the product. You have to learn. You have to know the each and every part of your quality, and you have to have that effective communication to showcase all these ethos so that your interviewer can be encouraged by whatever he or she is listening. So building relationship is the most crucial part whenever you are going to sell something, because you are not selling a product or a services. You are actually building a new relationship to a stranger. Moving next is the identifying the needs and the deficiency of that particular person who you are going to buy your products. It may be an interviewer who is buying you as a professional. He or she might have a deficiency of services or the products. So you have to fit in with that particular situation so that you can have the job or you have the sale in your pocket. So needs are the most essential part of any relationship you are going to build in your marketplace. So when we are going to build a relationship, what our TMOD today highlighted that you have to ask questions. You have to ask certain question very professionally with a proper practice, because if you fumble in the first step, as we know that first impression is the last impression, so we have to understand what type of questions we have to ask to our customers to build relationship. When we ask questions, we have to understand that the answer should be very clear. Sometimes what happens, he or she not able to give you the clear information. That time you have to have a very clear understanding. That's why you have to listen very carefully. You have to understand the marketplace. You have to understand, you have the knowledge of your competitors, how you are going to place yourself in front of others, how you are going to stand out from the other persons or other services available in that marketplace. So you have to well verse about the services and the products available in the market. You have to make them understand what they are thinking and what you are thinking. Whenever you are handing over product or services to a particular customer or an unknown person, you have to just make him understand that he actually have a proper benefits and you have the knowledge about it. When I talk about the services, this is the two basic picture. One is the under construction garden and this is the constructed garden, where we are going to hand over a person who is going to develop this, whom we are going to have this work to be done. That is this selection process we have to have in our mind, and we have to evaluate also the market available services. When we receive the objections from the customers, we have to understand that he is asking for more clarity of the products and services. Last but not the least, ask for the price. Without price cannot be we cannot ask a sale to be closed. Before moving out, when the sale is complete, you have to have a proper follow-up. You have to have a proper post sale meetings, so that you can make a prolong a long-term relationship. And last but not the least, sometimes we have disappointments. The sale will not close. That time you have to self motivated. But please remember this sentence: whenever you do something, that work should be proud of you, that you are doing that work. Let's listen a conversation of one of the renowned Bollywood star on this topic.
बहुत बड़े लोग होते हैं, उनको खुद नहीं मालूम होता कि उनके काम से, उनके नाम से, उनकी छोटी-छोटी हरकतों से, उनकी बातों से दुनिया के किस दूर-दराज इलाके के अंदर कहीं न कहीं किसी की ज़िंदगी बदल जाती है। मैं 9-10 साल का था और मैंने अपने माँ-बाप से कहा कि मुझे दीवार फ़िल्म देखनी है, और जैसे माँ-बाप होते हैं स्टडीज़ में कमज़ोर बच्चों के, तो उन्होंने कहा अगर 95% लेकर आओगे तो तुम दीवार फ़िल्म देख सकते हो। तो मैंने बहुत पढ़ाई की लगन से, 95 नहीं आए, तकरीबन 90 तक आ गए, और उन्होंने मुझे दीवार फिल्म दिखाई। उसके बाद स्कूल में, कॉलेज में, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन में मैं बहुत अच्छी पढ़ाई किया, फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड तक आता रहा, थोड़ा शो ऑफ कर रहा हूँ। लेकिन श्री अमिताभ बच्चन जी को ये नहीं मालूम कि मैं जो थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ लिख गया वो उनकी वजह से था। फिर बड़ा हुआ तो माँ का पल्लू पकड़ के उनको एक बार बोला, मम्मी मम्मी मुझे हीरो बनना है। मम्मी ने कहा तुम्हारा कद बहुत छोटा है, श्री अमिताभ बच्चन जी जैसे लंबे बनो। तो बहुत लटका, बहुत झटका, जल नेत्री भी की, लेकिन इतना लंबा नहीं हो सका। तो उनके पास गया और उनको कहा मैंने कि मम्मी मैं तो लंबा नहीं हो सका। तो माँ ने कहा नहीं, मैं उनके फिजिकल लंबे कद की बात नहीं कर रही, मैं उनके काम के कद की बात कर रही हूँ। जब भी कोई काम करो, जब भी कोई कार्य करो, तो उसे ऐसे करो कि काम को गर्व हो कि तुमने उसे किया है। और वो बात मैंने अपने पल्लू में बांध ली। और अमित जी को ये नहीं मालूम है कि आज भी जब भी मैं कोई काम करता हूँ तो ये सोचता हूँ कि मेरे माँ के लफ्ज़ और आपकी इज्जत कभी कम ना हो उस काम की वजह से।
So it will not cost me to explain this in English, cost me arms and legs to explain this English, but due to time constraint, I'll park this topic here. Thank you so much for a beautiful audience. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. The President started the speech by talking about his first negotiation. So did you see any evidence of ethos or pathos in play there? Did you tell me a bit about that? So he spoke about how the bike is the first wife, the bike is the beloved one. That is where the emotions came into play in what he was talking about. That is where the pathos came in. And it becomes easier to listen to somebody and you start believing them because you also relate to emotions in one way or the other. You have things which are dear to you. You have negotiated for them, you have earned them, you have bent, borrowed, stolen them. But you also have things, that is why you could relate to the emotions. He also he also spoke about how that is the first negotiation he entered into, and that was in the year 2001. Now we are in 2022. He is a salesperson, and he spoke about his very first negotiation. So due to the amount of time he's been doing this, there was a credibility which got established. What he spoke about later, how to do sales, we listened to him, or at least I listened to him because the credibility has been established, which is these thoughts. Now, our president spoke about the 7 steps of sales. Do any of you agree with that? Or some of those, or all of those? Why, Sahil? Why do you agree with this?
Because this is something that we have experienced in life as well.
You have experienced that in life. There's a relational quality. Okay? And what if, yes, please?
Those were the steps which have been like practiced from time to time and established that these are the steps for a good sale.
Correct. That there was a structure, there were steps, they seemed relational and they seemed logical. These are steps which seems, like Adeshwarji is saying, that which could be practiced since time and stand the test of time. The third quality to communicate effectively, as per Aristotle, is logic. To find a common reason, which is logos. The ethos, pathos, and logos. Remember these, and you can communicate effectively. Now, chips have been passed to all of you. Please vote for the best speakers. Please vote to Man, Saurabh, Miraj, and Amit, and then we will move on to the next section of the meeting. Everybody, please take 10 seconds to cast your vote. This is meeting number 348. Everybody done with the voting?
Yes.
Now, these 3 elements, ethos, pathos, and logos, tell me how are they applied in the context of today's work, please? Anybody? Let's start with ethos. How many people here are working in an organization where there are at least 5 people? Why no answers, people? There is no right or wrong answer. This is Toastmasters. Okay, what is ethos? Does anybody remember, or am I just speaking Greek and Latin? Nobody remembers, yeah? What is happening? I'm retiring from the post of Toastmaster of the day. Credibility. And how do you establish credibility in the workplace? Sorry? Achieving targets. Saurav is a salesperson. He established credibility by being a performer and meeting his targets day in and day out. If you are doing coding, then you establish credibility by running programs which are bug free or relatively less bugs, and also by debugging programs quicker as compared to others. If you are in, say, strategy, or if you are in finance. Then you establish credibility by how do your recommendations and projects turn out. That is how you establish credibility or ethos at workplace. Now, how do you establish pathos at workplace? Pathos are emotions.
I'm showing how poor I am in front of my
Right? I couldn't hear you from there.
I'm showing how poor I am in front of my boss.
And that is
During
not
appraisal
cool.
time,
You play on an emotions, huh? Okay. Showing enthusiasm.
Supporting team in need.
Supporting team. You will see in office there is usually one person in the team who knows all the gossip. People tell him things. Some people can make things happen. They have the ear of the boss or the ear of the boss's EA. Even though they might not be the best performers. If anybody has seen Suits here, has anybody seen Suits? You have seen Donna? She was the power behind the firm. If anybody has not seen that serial, I highly recommend. Please do go ahead and see that. So, how do you establish pathos or emotions? By even when you're talking to people, you can establish it by giving people your undivided attention, by looking them in the eye, by not making them feel as if you are thinking, when can I escape this conversation and go and have a butter chicken? Make people feel that they matter. The best communicators, you will see that when they talk to you, you feel like you are the center of the universe. There is nothing or nobody else they would be talking to at that particular moment. That is how you establish pathos. Because when, as a human being, I find a sense of importance coming from some other person, I like that person more. That's human nature. If I go and tell Sahil that, how are you sitting? You are slouching. He will not like it. He will think, who is she to tell me that? Right? Instead, if I say, oh my god, Sahil is the smartest person in the room, so tall, so handsome, our very own Amitabh Bachchan. Look at the smile on his face. Right? I am giving his importance. He likes me a bit more. Now, third is logos. How do you establish logos or logical thinking in an organization? That by giving Sahil's example, I'm not asking you to butter up your fellow colleagues. People can see through that. Be genuine. How do you establish logos? Today's leaders express logical ideas. Express logical ideas in a clear and compelling way. This is where Toastmasters comes in. If you're talking logic, but the way you're talking is not very confident. In your voice, it sounds as if you're doubting it. Another person cannot take you seriously. Plus, there are skills which come into play, like
Out of box thinking.
out of box thinking, strategic thinking, problem solving, and analytical skills.
Recreational activities.
Recreational activities. We expand a bit more on that.
I think integrity.
I mean, if you work continuously, then it becomes a bit exhausting. So if you include
Right.
some recreational activities, then that might encourage logical thinking.
Correct. You give people a break, basically, and when you do that, people tend to come together, which is when emotions also come into play. You feel like a team, or they say that work is family. Pathos comes into play. Uh, Now, Shahid, do we take a break or do we move to table topics? Okay. Now we move to the second part of the meeting, which is our table topics. I first invite our table topic evaluator, Sahil Madan, to talk to us about what are the criteria he will be evaluating everybody on.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lavina. Now, table topic evaluator, as the name suggests, is quite self-explanatory. Whoever comes on stage, I will be evaluating in terms of the content and in terms of the soft skills, your introduction and your conclusion of the topic. That's it, and back to Toastmaster Lavina.
Thank you, Sahil. I invite the table topic master of the day, Mahira Javed.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lavina. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mahira, and today I'm table topic master. I'll call upon stage any member, guest also, and I'll read out a topic. The person will have to speak for at least 1 to 2 minutes. Should I start?
Yeah, please.
Any volunteer? Please come.
President leading by example and always.
I'm giving the encouragement to others.
Yeah.
Please join.
So, Dr. Vidya, if there has to be a biopic about your life, would it be a comedy, drama, action, or romance?
Almost 41 years I lived in this Mother Earth, and I lived all the corners of my life. It is always having all the four chapters: the love, the excitement, the entertainment. Because I had a love marriage with a woman. Currently, I met her in a running train when I'm coming back from Kolkata to Purulia. Purulia is basically 300 kilometers from Kolkata. So it already has entertainment. When I first introduce myself to that lady, it is always the entertainment part, because whenever you are meeting a strange lady in your life, without humor you cannot connect. So it has already entertainment. Love is always there, because without love you cannot connect with people. And the courage, it is there, because whenever in life you want to do something as a man, it is very difficult to interact with women in your life. So it need courage. And what is the last word?
Comedy, drama, action, romance.
Comedy. Yes, in school drama we always be a comedian. So whenever I love to make a biopic in my life. It will be including all four chapters in it. Thank you so much, and back to you, Toastmasters.
Any other volunteer? When this topic is describe your life as an object.
Describe your life.
As an object. Okay. AI is a boon or a curse?
You know, he gave his last speech on this topic.
Yes. I said, okay, I'm
Especially
speaking
in the topic. Is talking same as communicating?
Is
This
talking?
Yeah, this is related to the
Okay. Interesting topic again. Good evening, everyone. I'm Miraz Siddiqui, and the topic is communicating.
talking
Same
as
as
communicating.
Yeah, talking same as communicating. Okay. Talking is like a child can talk. Like Lavina was talking to his father and asking for balloon or something. But then, I mean, this is my personal understanding. It may be different than others. If you are working in a company, you cannot talk to your manager like this. That boss, I want hike. Otherwise, I will leave this company. He will say, okay, leave this company. I have more people in the queue. Then they can join the company and then they can work better than you. So talking is like unprofessional, or you can say casual way, and communicating is, is like a more professional way where you can communicate to the others, where where you can share your thoughts in a more polite manner. So this is the difference.
Thank you. You want to go?
Yeah.
AI is a boon or a curse?
Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, Today, as a table topic, I've chosen the AI is a boom or a curse. So, last week, Miraj has given a detailed speech on this topic. So, in my view, anything, if used sensibly, is a then it will become a boon. Otherwise, it will be a curse. Again, with the AI, people are saying that because of this AI, many jobs will be is gone away in from the market, and it's you must have experienced that there are many jobs which has already gone due to this AI, like chatbot. Many of the website you go for any resolution, there is a chatbot is coming. Early, it's not like earlier when you called, some person is responding on another way. So, if again in conclusion, I would just say that if anything used sensibly, so it will be a boom. Otherwise, because they are like Chat GPT. Now Chat GPT has everything in there, but there is some limitation in Chat GPT itself because it's updated till 2021. Whenever you ask any recent question, then he said, no, I'm not. I'm not updated till date. And now, but in comparison of that Chat GPT, the Bard has been launched by the Google, and it's updated till date because the server is the same as the Google. And if you are going to use this Chat GPT or Bard for any work, you will found that it's a very good tool. But I think it's reducing the logical thinking of people because you are not researching in detail. Earlier, like in Google, if you have to prepare a speech and you have to go and read at least 5 to 10 articles. But now in these days, what we are doing, we are going for a Chat GPT. A prepared speech is available. So if it may be a boom or it may be a curse. If it's all depend upon how you are using the AI. Thank you.
Any guests? The topic is stealing to feed a starving child wrong? Is stealing to feed a starving child wrong? What do you think?
You can take 30 seconds.
Whether something is wrong or whether something is against the morality depends on the situation. And we always what morality. So first, let's gauge upon what morality is. Morality is basically what majority thinks is right in the convention. Whether murder is a morality, whether murder is right or not, whether it's against the morals of a person, yes, it's what majority thinks. But if you think about a person who has been committing this action or who has been committing this act, or that person in that moment, that is the right thing to do. That is the right thing that he wants to do. So morality or any action, be it stealing food for feeding a poor person or any person, it's just upon the situation. If the situation demands it, why not? It's the right thing to do. If the situation doesn't demand it, and if you're doing this out of a habit or out of something which doesn't warrant this situation, then it's not. And so basically, in conclusion, it's the I'm repeating myself, and it's the situation which makes the things good or bad. It's not the action. Right?
Next. Which book has had the greatest influence on your life?
So, the topic is which book has given me the greatest influence on life. So, 1 year back, I have read a book which is Ikigai. That is totally based upon the Japanese philosophy. There is an island which is called as Okinawa, uh, which is which is situated in Japan. The good thing about on that island is that there is a longevity of the people. The people at those islands is live longer. What are the reason behind this? Is that because their diet is very good as comparing to the other areas, and they are very what to say? Sorry, I'm a little nervous. So they are very good about the fitness, and the third thing is they have always social group in which they always met and discuss about their issues and problems and support each other. So that is it.
One downside of modern day world.
If I were to think about my ancestor, the Neanderthal man, he could run as fast as a cheetah, even hunt down a cheetah. I cannot run even 100 meters without huffing and puffing. My ancestor used to pluck berries from trees, used to skin animals and eat the meat raw. I'm spoiled. I need all the masalas to be just right, the food to be cooked just perfectly. My ancestor could sleep in rain, sun, cold, on the hard ground. I need the air conditioner, the heater. I don't like getting my feet wet. I love my bed. It has to be comfortable and the pillow, please. My neck troubles me a lot. One downside of modern living, we say with modern living we have progressed, we have big cities, we have medical innovations, we have newer developments and invention. But as human beings, are we not degrading? Now we have Olympics to celebrate the running, and we have Iron Man to celebrate endurance, which was something each and every human was doing at one point of time. That is a boon or a downgrade of modern living. And it has happened so gradually that there is no one way we can go back and immediately arrest it. It has happened over generations. For example, if I cannot run 100 meters today, then probably I may not push my kids to run because I cannot run alongside them. At one point of time, it was necessity and everybody used to do that. So while we have a culture of trying to be better versions of ourselves, we are forgetting that we are becoming not so good versions of ourselves. And this ignorance is a downside of modern living. Thank you. Shahid, do we have time for more topics?
Any volunteer?
Yep.
Significant event in your life where you had shown extraordinary courage. Any?
I'll take some time to list this. So what I will try to talk about is I would talk about courage as well as resilience. So I would talk about stuff where or the situation wherein I demonstrated resilience along with courage in a long term format. It was not maybe a short term event. So let's say I have maybe I'll talk about two micro events in this particular topic. So one was when I was preparing for 12th. Everyone's giving competitive exams, etc. So I also gave and sort of got an entry into one of the good institutes, it's Milani. But I somehow did not manage to crack JE at that point of time. So that was again, I mean, everybody sort of tested me to go ahead and take the good option which is available. But I mean, I myself had that belief that I want what I want, and would want to give it another shot, prepare again, and having no backup, Then I prepared again for a year, and eventually I managed to crack and then enter into IIT. So that was one of the events where I demonstrated this kind of I would say a bit of resilience. And I mean this is again a similar kind of story, but I mean not trying to sort of brag or something, but again this happened when I was preparing for my B school examinations. So I got through XLRI Jamshedpur while completing college, and then again everybody asked me to obviously go ahead and join the college, and I did not have a very good or satisfactory to myself a satisfactory job offer on hand on campus. So I mean it was a no go, or it was a very obvious choice to go ahead with the B school. But then again, I had this in my mind that I want to have a specific institute. I want to do my MBA from that. So I gave up XLRI, and then again prepared for CAT, and eventually a couple of years down the line I got through an IIM. And yes, I mean again this was a story wherein an event wherein I sort of uh, did not do the obvious thing or the easy thing, and tried to do what I really wanted to do, and henceforth maybe display a bit of resilience or courage.
Okay, thank you everyone for participating. Now it's break time.
No, no, wait. Thank you, Madam Table Topic Master. Everybody, I encourage you to take 10 seconds to vote for the best table topic speaker. I request our table topic evaluator, Sahil, to just list down the names of the people who've all spoken. So that it will help you make your choice.
So we have Saurabh, Miraj, Amit, Dev, who is this? Vishal. We have Vishal. I didn't catch your name. Adit. Adit. We have Adi. We have Lavina, and we have Arpit.
Right. Everybody take 5 seconds, please. Thank you. We will break for a 10-minute break for some snacks and refreshments and chit chat.
Break time.
Crop करो.
We have.
Yes, samosas.
अरे वाह. And sharks.
मीटिंग में दिख जाएगा आपको. मीटिंग में दिख जाएगा. ऑनलाइन जो अपलोड करो.
कैसा बोल रहा हूँ?
आप बोलोगे तो मैं आपको रिकॉर्ड करूँगा.
साला पहले से नहीं करना चाहिए. जून स्टार्टिंग में जून में एक ही दिन आऊंगा मैं.
मुंबई जा रहा हूँ. देखते हैं कुछ होता है वगैरह.
I am of the one. हाँ?
People help yourself on
I am भी तो है. At least at the
इतना टाइम नहीं है समोसा खाने में देर हो जाएगी.
10 मिनट दिया ना आपने. 10.
Yeah, but you want to stick with her. वो नहीं आ रहा आर्यन.
वो ऐसे बोलो आर्यन.
अरे यार जिसने किसने सुना क्या गया है.
मेरे पास ही बैठा वो सबके साथ ही सुनता है. She had some work, so Vodafone मेरी बहन है. Vodafone
एलएनडी का वो देखते हो.
लारा बोली उसे.
मेरी कंपनी वाले बड़े पैसे वैसे देने लगे तो मुझे अपनी स्पीकर की तरह बुलाएंगे हमारी
फ्री में कर दूंगा आपको बता दूंगा साहिल
पकड़िए बैठाना बड़ा मुश्किल होता है
जी गलती से बात हो
हमारी कंपनी में कुछ होने आता है ये मैं अकेली चली जाती हूँ
चार्जर
हाँ बिल्कुल हमारी कंफर्म मुझे आगे क्या बात कर रहे हो
बाप दे बाप से ज्यादा हो रहा है
थोड़ी प्रॉपर्टी कर दो मेरे नाम पे गाइस लोग को सर्व करो पैकेट कर
चाय की
है उसमें
नहीं चाय नहीं मैंने चाय
छाछ is so good for the ना मॉडर्न लिविंग की तरह बात कर रहे हो
आ जाओ मेरे पास
ये भी चाहिए वो भी चाहिए कॉम्बिनेशन भी चाहिए
मैं प्लेट लेके आया हूँ anyone interested in chat group? वो नहीं है तीन हफ्ते वो बारिश बारिश तीन हफ्ते तक मारना बन रही है
किसने किसने कैंसिल कराया
सारे शाहिद सर ना उस दिन लेजी हो गए
बारिश तक बिरयानी खा के सो गया
नहीं मैं रखी अटेंडेंस तो कॉल किया आई तो
मैं तो पूरा जून में नहीं हूँ एंटायर जून आई एम नॉट कर रहा कहाँ जा रहा हूँ मैं प्राइमरी कोलकाता जा रहा हूँ बैंगलोर
वैसे मैं एक महीने की
एक महीने छुट्टी गाइस समोसे ऐसे हाथ में ले लो यार अर्चना मैम नहीं रहे ना टेबल टॉपिक में आपको याद रहेगा कि बिल्कुल जाना पड़ता है कितना कितना पैसा दिया कितना पैसा देके ज्वाइन
हमारे क्लब का ये बेनिफिट है that every meeting you can take a note and you can participate because it's a number of members. So whenever I come and take a room, मतलब उससे it will improve.
No, I shall go. जैसे मैं लास्ट टाइम गेस्ट थे जो
अरे तुम बोलो मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना मैं तीन
सबसे पहले हाथ उठा
सर वेट लॉस है
I started gym 2 days ago.
हाँ मेरा भी 6 डे है आज मिस किया मैंने
6 डे
पनीर है
2 वीक्स पहले आपने ज्वाइन किया जब आप 4 डेज हो गए
भाई नौकरी भी करना पड़ता है
कंसिस्टेंसी नहीं हमें भी नौकरी
नौकरी
करनी
करना पड़ता है ना
नहीं होती भाई
सुबह उठो
देखने होती है।
लेकिन हमें हमें भी देखने होते हैं वो जमाना गया तुम लड़की लोग बच्चे देखते हैं मेरी वाइफ तो छोड़ के चली जाती है देख लेना उसको खिला देना
नहीं अन्य बोलो
आपको बच्चा कितना बड़ा है? खुद में आप
उसके चक्कर में आई हुई
ऑनलाइन रहेगा ऑफलाइन ऑनलाइन में नाइट भी करेंगे अराउंड व्हाट 8 o'clock 9 o'clock तो थर्सडे से मेरा ट्रैवल रहेगा थर्सडे से सैटरडे में मेरा रहेगा तो वेडनेसडे तो सैटरडे मेरी फ्लाइट होगी आफ्टरनून अगर मैं टाइम पे आ गई तो मंडे ट्यूसडे वेडनेसडे इनमें वेडनेसडे की मेरी सुबह की फ्लाइट वेडनेसडे भी थोड़ा सा तो मंडे ट्यूसडे में होती है अदरवाइज जब मैं वापस आ जाऊंगी तो फिर किसी भी टाइम अगर आपको अदरवाइज तो उसके बाद
I don't have separate personal
कोविड टाइम में कोविड टाइम में सर मैंने कोविड टाइम में रील्स देखे और उस टाइम पे कंपनी ने हमें कुछ 4.5 का अमेज़न का ये दिया वाउचर दिया दीपावली था ना दीपावली को कुछ मान 4,500 का अमेज़न का वाउचर 5,500 का वाउचर का ऑर्डर किया हमने दीपावली में कोविड के टाइम पे नॉर्मली 5,000 रुपये देते थे उसमें बोला कि हेल्प दे नहीं रहे ना दिवाली में फ्लावर बास या तो सॉफ्टवेयर बेसिकली सामान आता था मेरे प्रेशर कुकर आईपीएल का टीवी आईपीएल टीवी में
जो आईपीएल की साइड में
ऐड होता है ऐड उसका ऐड टीवी में फिजिकल भी होता है फिजिकल का देख कितना बड़ी मिलता
बाउंड्री के बाद
बाउंड्री हुआ
क्रिकेट की बाउंड्री
बाउंड्री हुआ
वहाँ पे जो टीवी लगे
उसको पता चल गया कि वहाँ पे टीवी लगा एलईडी स्क्रीन है हाँ we are the one of the officer बहुत जाता ही नहीं खेलना पड़ता है देखना एकदम क्या सर बॉन्ड मेरे दोस्त मेरे दोस्त टाटा केमिकल्स में उसको जरा पास मालूम है कि वो मेरे डॉक्टर था एक 20 साल हो गया Import के papers very critical segment whatever it is, you have to use that one person. Without that, it will be like that is a dictionary for all legal documents. One was the case law and
signature शुक्रवारी जो होगा
तीन दिन में जब ये तो बोलो जरूर फॉर्म में काम करो तो अगर आप आगे चले जाओ ना नीचे वाले साइड में वगैरह ये तो attendance support देना 2500 रुपीज में आया था इस बार 8000 रुपए लिया था ये और 10,000 ये हमारा ट्रेजरर जब से बना है
credibility that the question मांगेगा ना
कोई नहीं आ रहा है देख के पता नहीं चल रहा
सज्जन इंसान है उसकी मजाक में करी हुई बात से मेरा भी प्रॉक्सी का
Let's start once again. Come back. Samosas are over. You completed your work. Completed your work.
Good to start, guys. Some people are still doing something. So we talked about ethos, pathos, and logos. So if you're meeting somebody new, out of these three, which is the one you should focus on?
All three. All three.
All three, yes, but which is the one you will focus on first?
Ethos.
Why? Absolutely. I'm in sales. So what I have to be mindful of is that I am justifying the time of the person in front. And how will that happen if I'm able to establish credibility? Credibility may be by my credentials, it may be my knowledge. Because only if you have credibility, the person tends to listen to you. Once the relationship or the equation progresses, then pathos comes in. Then you need not focus so much attention on ethos. Logos usually accompanies both ethos and pathos. However, logos in itself is, though it seems logical that people would listen to logic, that is not what it happens. They are all socially conditioned animals. So work on your ethos and pathos and logos follows very easily. In fact, you would have seen there has been absolute absence of logos that people go and follow cults, they go and follow people, people follow their family members because of ethos and pathos. Now we come to the last section of the meeting, which is evaluation. For the same, I invite our general evaluator, DTM Shahid, to take over the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Okay, good afternoon, Toastmasters. So today I'm doing another technically important role, that is the timer's role. So I have to be multitasking. How are you feeling so far? The smile says something, but I want to hear from words. How are you feeling? Good, good, bored, good, energetic,
Good after having success.
good after having samosas after almost one month of 1.5 month of pause because of Ramzan and because of my non-availability because I'm the samosa guy. Nobody else takes that initiative. I love samosas, and it's actually a samosa. You can communicate good with the samosa. I was hearing something from Amit that you go to a girlfriend consistently, and after 2 tries, you go off. And then Lavina said, "Don't stop me if you want to do that." An offer of a samosa can get you a girlfriend faster than communication because it has all the three angles: ethos, pathos, and ethos. Anyways, that was about talking about samosas and all. We just had to keep waking up, and we also had charge today, and we had monkeys today. So many things to look forward to come to Toastmasters once again, other than the communication part. Okay. Now, as the general evaluator, I am going to bring on stage whatever has happened in the meeting in the last two areas, that is prepared speeches and the table topic speeches. And now I am going to help you get a feedback, get an evaluation on what went wrong and how can it be improved, what went good, and how can you achieve more goodness into the good that you already have. For this, I have the speech evaluators. Please help me welcome the first speech evaluator on stage, Toastmaster Saurabh, who is going to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Miraj. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Saurabh.
Thank you so much, DTM Sahib. How many of you enjoyed Toastmaster Mira's speech? By show of hands. Okay, how many you listened before Mira speaking something on a particular topic? So who is going to evaluate? Okay, no worries. I'll not ask for your that arms and legs, or else it will not cost you like that. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Miraj, I believe you already experienced that. Toastmaster Miraj already evolved from last AI to this talking to strangers. And whenever you come consistently, as Amit says in his speech, you actually achieve that particular level. How many of you actually play guitar or know someone playing guitar? Okay, so speaking effectively and consistently or with a very good voice with very sophisticated words that need consistent practice. And I believe Toastmaster Miraj is doing that. That's why the density or the effectiveness on his speech is actually showcasing in front of us. I have 7 points written for his delivery of speech. First, the opening of the speech is great. I love this time because after a long journey, Miraj able to reach that position. Whenever Miraj starts any speech, he actually asks some questions that is actually help our audience to engage between the speaker and the audience. So that is a very good initiative. Keep it up. One thing what I realized that he's less practiced. So that's why I asked you one question. How many of you know someone who play guitar or sing a song? Anyone? Any of you, one of you who know a person who play guitar, harmonium kind of thing? So what we do here, we have to deliver what we practiced for last 6 days. Not this is the platform where we come and practice. You have to practice behind the screen and deliver here. So you need to practice a lot whenever you are delivering something. But Viraj is doing great. He can also add some drama whenever you are changing the subject of the chapter. So in that case also you can give some more understanding to the audience. But yes, it is a very nice speech. The speech already has some takeaways to audience. So whenever Miraj come with any sort of subject, he has points, the positive points, the benefits, and last but not the least, the takeaways. So whenever you come across to Miraj's speech, you already have something to take away from his speech. Keep it up, Miraj. Thank you so much. Keep inspiring. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster sir. Just give me a second. I have to note down this value. Thank you, Toastmaster Saurav. To add to what Toastmaster Saurav was telling us about Miraj's speech, he could have added 2 more points which are very important. Other than practice, practice is far more important, and the metaphor of asking you that if you practice guitar or you play guitar was something very good that Toastmaster Saurav did. 2 things are very important, and I understand that being your first time speaker or delivering a speech only the second time in this takes a lot of time, but this is the time when you start understanding one more thing. The more you move on stage aimlessly, the more you lose your ethos, your credibility. If you are working on a prepared speech, you need to understand, you need to be focused and grounded on your stage. The way I'm standing, I'm doing it actually the way a speaker, a prepared speech should be delivered. If you are delivering an unprepared speech, there are chances that you might move around or you might fumble with your feet. Does not matter. But when you are delivering a prepared speech, understand that ethos comes when you generate credibility with a stance, with your charisma, with your body posture that is required. The second thing which is very important is that your voice, if you are keeping it in a simple tone, like you are speaking in a simple tone, then it won't work. You have to raise your voice, you have to cut down your voice, you have to bring passion in your voice. Only then you need to work on it. Okay? So these 2 things are required when you are delivering speeches. Add it as your feedback, and when you prepare for the next speech, these things should be added to it. With this, I would now like to call upon stage our next speech evaluator, who is Toastmaster Sahil, who is going to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Amit. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Sahil.
Thanks a lot, DTM Shahid. Now, Toastmaster Amit delivered his L1P2. whose objective was any speech on any subject for 7 minutes. Now, to start with, I think the topic, I really like the topic, and I'm really a believer of consistency. Those who have attended my meetings previously, they know that I have taken some theme sessions on consistency, on atomic habits, on the aggregation of marginal gains. So that this topic was something that resonated with me. Starting off with the speech, I think his facial expressions were on point when he talked about people joining the gym, and when he or she or someone is not able to see the results, how they are disappointed. So he had that facial expression of disappointment. Next was I would like to follow the CRC approach, which is commendation, recommendation, commendation. One recommendation is that your eye contact could have been better because you were continuously either looking at the walls or at the floor. You could maintain a bit more of eye contact with all the people sitting here. Uh, a commendation is that you actually had that a bit of stage act where you showed the boy and the girl roses the chapter. I think that also added a bit of humor to your speech and also a bit of drama to your speech. So that is appreciated. One recommendation is that your tone was a bit monotonous. You could uh, try to vary your pitch, your tone, but that would come with practice with no issues. Your stage movement was nice. You were moving forward and backward, but as DTM Shahid also said, you could be a bit more conscious about your stage movements. Your stage movements should have a purpose to it. You were not conscious, you were sort of moving all around the place, so that could be improved. Uh, One recommendation also is that although your introduction was good, you had an engaging introduction, it caught the attention of the audience. It could be your conclusion could be a bit better. Every speech should have that sort of epitome. What all was included in that speech. What is the takeaway from that speech? So that I feel was missing. These were my recommendations and commendations, and that's it from my side. Back to DTM Shahid.
Thank you. Thank you so much, I'm back once again. Toastmaster Sahil delivered an evaluation of the speech of Toastmaster Amit, not in a sandwich manner, but in a manner of recommendation, commendation, recommendation, and recommendation. So he's taking the points the way they came in his mind. So this is one of the ways to evaluate any speech. But sometimes it gives confusion to the speaker that is the feedback coming in, from the heart or with a lot of ifs and buts. So what is required is that make the points of commendation first, then add a few recommendations, and then conclude them with the commendation. To add to a few recommendations, other than the commendations of the speech of Toastmaster Amit, is that number one, we have a challenge of colloquial language, local language accent, because of which we are not communicating in English properly. The other thing could be that in our professional environment also we are playing with numbers, so we are only talking in Hindi or the numbers that are required in our accounting system. We are not focusing on it. So what I suggest is that to make your language fluid, please watch a lot of videos of speakers or watch a lot of movies in English and read the subtitles so that you can grasp what how can you form your sentences. It will go into your subconscious mind. Maybe after 3 or 4 months you'll start understanding this. Other than that, practice your speech by reading it. Correct your grammar, ask your mentor or anyone who can help you with the correct grammar, formation of sentences. Use small sentences, do not use large sentences, use small sentences. It will help you understand what you are trying to say more efficiently. Another part is that when you are talking about humor, make people laugh but you smile. You cannot sometimes even the best of stand-up comedians, they start laughing on their own jokes. other than Amitabh Bachchan, who has a very poker face and he says anything and it makes everyone laugh, but he's not laughing. For that charisma, you have to work a lot, or maybe be born as Amitabh Bachchan again. That's not possible. So what you need to do is try to smile on your joke while others laugh. If you laugh with them, the whole context of your joke gets diluted. With this, I conclude this session. I would now like to call upon stage the next table topic is speech evaluator, Toastmaster Lavina, who evaluated the speech of Toastmaster Saurabh. Toastmaster Lavina.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. You can take a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink. However, our president is such a racehorse that he himself goes and finds out each and every watering hole and is constantly in the pursuit of excellence and bettering himself. It's an absolute pleasure to evaluate Saurav's speech, considering that I have known him for more than a year and I have evaluated some past speeches of his. And the improvement has been remarkable. English is not a native language for Saurabh. It's not a colloquial language. I remember when earlier I used to evaluate his speeches, there used to be multiple grammatical mistakes. And I used to stop counting after 5 grammatical mistakes. I used to just say there were more than 5 grammatical mistakes. Today I found only one. And that also after listening extremely carefully. A lot of you may not have spotted that one mistake also. So kudos and a big congratulations to Saurabh. We know the amount of work he has put in coming to Toastmasters regularly, taking a leadership role in the club. He has been a president for 2 sessions, taking that responsibility. Plus, in addition to Toastmasters, he's joined forces, and that is all paying off. In addition to the excellent improvement on grammar, what caught the attention in the speech was the introduction. Right at the beginning of the speech, he spoke about his very first negotiation for a bike with his father and established ethos and pathos, which we've already spoken about. Because there was an emotional connect, it helped us to relate to the speech and it kept it interesting. A credibility was established, we were more prone to listen to him. Moreover, he himself brought in the elements of ethos and pathos, which was something which was just spoken about. So when you have prepared a speech and practiced it, and then you modify it on the fly, that is not something everybody can do. So big round of applause to Saurav virtually for that. Certain recommendations, the slides were a bit verbose. If you are presenting a deck and you are talking about it at the same time, and the slide has lines, then the attention of the audience gets diverted between looking at you, hearing you, and reading the lines. For example, there was a particular slide which was know your competitive advantage. One of the points are what are the benefits you are bringing. This could be shortened to just competitive advantage as the headline, and the point could just be benefits. You could have spoken about the rest. There were 7 points which were given, so probably create a jargon for those 7 points so that the jargon sticks in our head and we learn it. These are some of the tools we do in sales. I remember my manager, not my manager, my enterprise head, 6 years ago had coined a term CC about the sales steps, and we still remember it. There was a video of Shah Rukh Khan shown. The translation got missed due to time paucity, which is one of the tenets of Toastmasters. And then another thing we can learn from Saurabh is the selection of topics. This was a topic he was clearly passionate about. We could hear that in his voice. It was loud, it was energetic, it could be heard in the furthest corners of the room, and there was a sparkle in his eyes, which made it such a pleasure to listen to. So thank you, Saurabh. Wonderful speech. Keep it up.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lavina. You know, I remember this word that says that you always compliment what you are doing for the other person. An evaluation is a compliment to the speech that a person gives. And Lavina has done that beautiful compliment to the ever-growing and ever-establishing speech of Toastmasters. What again needs to be added as a recommendation is that Toastmaster Saurav has to engage the audience with his speech, not the presentation. The way she pointed out that there were so many lines. Only thing is that if you are delivering this speech a 5 minute speech or more than that? 7 minutes?
5 to 7 minutes.
It was a 5 to 7 minutes. So if it was a 5 to 7 minutes, it actually crossed to 10 minutes. So you need to understand that timelines are very important. And if you are delivering a presentation for a 5 to 7 minute speech, which is not recommended unless and until you have a 10 to 15 minute speech. If you are delivering such a speech, only use bullet points or use flip charts or you use some, what do you call that? Boards or those yes, some signs, placards to explain what you are trying to say. Otherwise, it diverts the attention of yours what you are trying to say, and it does not make the impact. Okay. The topic, the pathos is logic. We'll discuss it later. The pathos is missing, and the logic is not there. The logos, the logic of the whole speech is diluted when you are delivering a speech with these two conflicting things like presentation and your momentum. Okay, now I would like to call. We'll discuss this with Dr. I'd like to call upon stage Toastmaster Sahil to evaluate the table topic speeches of table topics. Thank you, Toastmaster Sahil.
Thank you, DTM Shai. Good evening once again. I will be the table topic evaluator as well. Now, most of the Toastmasters might think that the table topic master is the easiest role because you just have to find topics and you have to give it out. But I have been the table topic master quite a number of times, and I know that it is not an easy role to play. You have to find out topics that you have to put yourself in the position of the speaker, and you have to see if you are able to think about it, if you are able to speak about it. So, as a debutant table topic master, kudos to Toastmaster Mahira for bringing out such innovative topics. The first speaker was Toastmaster Saurav. His topic was, if there has to be a biopic about your life, what it would be: comedy, drama, romance, etc. Now he started from the very beginning, where he talked about his life. He had a very philosophical approach to it. He talked about sort of took everything into his speech. Like he included comedy, included drama, he included romance. So it's not like he talked about only one topic. So that is really appreciated. He brought in all the genres or chapters as he mentioned, and this showed his out of the box thinking. So kudos to Toastmaster Saurav as well. Next speaker was Toastmaster Miraj, and his topic was is talking same as communicating. Um, Now he talked about the play, the skit, that Saurav and Lavina did. That shows how attentive he was. He tried to enact that into his speech, so that inculcate into his speech. That is appreciated, and he tried to bring in as many examples as possible so that it could relate with the audience instead of just putting out some random theory. So that is really a good point. Next speaker was Toastmaster Amit, and his topic was AI is a boon or a curse. Now, a quality speech includes talking about both sides. It's not that you have to favor towards one side or the other. He took an approach that favored both sides. He talked about AI being a boon, he talked about AI being a curse. Recommendations, as I mentioned in the speech, recommendations also that could be maintained. And one recommendation that I really find is that you could, when you're thinking, you try to replace your thinking with filler words. Like when you're thinking, you try to speak something. I mean, something like that. Instead of that, just take a pause. That would create a better impression. He's quite updated with the news. He talked about ChatGPT and Bard. As a listener, I had that feeling that when will he talk about that? So you feel that sense of satisfaction when he talked about that. Next speaker was Toastmaster Vishal. His topic was, is stealing to feed a starving child wrong? Now, what I really expected was, I'll be very honest, is a philosophical, is a yes or no, simple yes or no, that it is wrong or it is not wrong. But I was surprised to find that he took a very philosophical approach to it. He had a very, he talked about morals, and he talked about what could be the reasons that someone is stealing. So he had a very subjective approach, and that is really appreciated as a first speech. It really caught the attention of the audience. So kudos to you for the first speech. Next speaker was Adil. His topic was which book had greatest impact on your life. Now, when you came on stage, you had that bit of nervousness, which would slowly go away when you deliver more and more speeches. So that is totally fine. What I really appreciated was that you had content, that you had that book in your mind, which many speakers when they come first on stage they go blank. But you had that content, so you have a really chance of improving a lot. Next speaker was Toastmaster Lavina. Her topic was one downside of modern day life. I think her introduction was on point. She talked about the comfort zones that we all human beings are living in. She actually took it on to herself. She talked about the ignorance. I think it was a flawless speech. Next speaker was Arpit. His topic was significant event in your life which took courage. Now, initially, he seemed a bit overloaded with content. Words were humbling, but when you tried to remember your story, the words actually came out, and it sort of formed a logical story. So that is totally fine. When you deliver more and more speeches, that would improve. That's it from my side, and back to ATM Sahib.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sahil. Okay. With this, we end the evaluation session. I would like you to pick up your kits and vote for the best evaluator. Choosing from Sahil, Saurav, Sahil again, and Lavina. Having done that, I would now like to call upon my tag team, the timer, counter, and grammarian. First, I would like to call upon stage the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Archana, to give us her report of the grammarian. Toastmaster Archana.
Uh, it wasn't easy to find the grammatical mistake because most of you are doing it fabulous, and the mistake which I have found, the usage of the, most of the time most of you were using the when you were speaking, which wasn't required. And there was one word, have been want. When we use have been, it should be have been wanted. Then when we were talking about the past tense, we were it should be when you are talking about present tense, but you are using past tense words like to, and with will it should be first tense like will not found, will find. And the same way, if we are talking about books, book, it should be a book, not an book. So, and the good usage of words were subconscious, disappointment, monotonous, inculcate, and inspiration, adventurous, and um, some Toastmaster have used the word of the day, encourage. In fact, some of you have also used the half of the word courage, but not the complete word, so that is also fine. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you so much. Time for the okay. With this, now I would like to call upon stage our counter, Toastmaster Miraj, to give his report as the accountant. Toastmaster Miraj.
Good evening once again, everyone. So as I always mention or emphasize, the word that we use the most in our speeches is "are." We almost everyone use in the speeches, so we can try to avoid this word. Amit Kumar, he used four times, so three times, and took two short pauses. And then again, the speeches you took, you used two times and one, so one time. Adil used seven times and two times, so two times. The word the three times is that two times. Lavina was flawless. And Arpit, he used three times, so five times, and three times, five times. Sahil used six times, so two times, three times. So that was, and most of the people were flawless, so that's it about my video. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Right, that was a very short evaluation. Now comes my report as the timer. So, Toastmaster Sahil as the sergeant at arms took 1 minute 25 seconds. The president of our club, Toastmaster Saurabh, took 4 minutes 9 seconds. Toastmaster Lavina, in her first session, took 16 minutes. That was all the time given to her as a TMOD, but she's doing a training kind of session. I'm really grateful to her that this kind of education sessions are much needed in Toastmasters, so I'll let it pass. Toastmaster Miraj as the speaker took 7 minutes 13 seconds. Toastmaster Saurabh as the speaker took 9 minutes 55 seconds. Toastmaster Amit took 6 minutes 21 seconds. Toastmaster Miraj as our counter took 1 minute 9 seconds. Toastmaster Archana took 1 minute 30 seconds. Toastmaster Mahira as the table topic master took 13 minutes 17 seconds on stage. Toastmaster Saurav as table topic speaker took 1 minute 35 seconds. Toastmaster Miraj as table topic speaker took 1 minute 11 seconds. Vishal as our guest took 1 minute. And Toastmaster Amit took 2 minutes 17 seconds. Adil as our guest took 1 minute 15 seconds. And speech evaluators, Toastmaster Saurabh took 3 minutes 6 seconds. Toastmaster Sahil took 2 minutes 21 seconds. Toastmaster Lavina took 3 minutes 38 seconds. And Toastmaster Sahil as the table topics evaluator took 5 minutes. Toastmaster Lavina as table topic speaker took 2 minutes 20 seconds. And Arpit as our guest took 3 minutes in the table topic section. That will be all from my side as the time. I would now request you to please vote for the best auxiliary role player, that is the timer, the R counter, or the monitor. You can fold the checks and hand them over to. You can do it. Okay. Sahil will work on the awards. In the meantime, I'll now start on general evaluation. As the general evaluator, I observed the meeting on three phases, like I told you. The first phase was the parliamentary phase, where I heard the phone ring almost three times. I encourage you once again to keep your phone on silent most of the time, and it happened one time from my end also that the phone rang up. It was fine. Coming to the in and out movement, there was no in and out movement. People were stuck to their places. I don't know if it was the AC that was keeping you here, or the speeches that were keeping you stuck to this place, or the beautiful faces that came on stage that were keeping you here. I don't know, but you all stuck to your seat. That is good. Attentiveness was there. The audience was very attentive. They were looking like a good class of students. I don't know, from my time. They were all so attentive. That's very good. I don't know why that happened, but if it is happening, you are learning something subconsciously. Your interest was also shown, but after the break, I think it was the work of the charge and the samosas. It was putting you into a nappy state. Mostly happens that we stopped clapping for everyone after that. So just to wake ourselves up, let's give us a big round of applause. Just to wake up. When I used to take trainings on these communication skills, we used to eat a lot because we used to talk a lot. And then we used to go to sleep, take a nap. So our trainer used to do some exercises to wake us up. We'll discuss those exercises sometime so that we can keep ourselves awake. And yes, thank you so much, Mr. Adishwa, for that excellent charge. I had two helpings. And samosas are always welcome in this club because Zamrudpur is actually the place of the best samosas, according to Lavina and me. We both enjoy samosas. So it is going to be a staple diet, even if you are not coming to Toastmasters. As a Toastmaster, come as a guest and have samosas. Coming to the third part, that is the preparedness of role players. Most of the role players were prepared, except for the speakers who did not practice their speeches. Now, it I understand is a challenge that you are not able to practice your speeches. You say I will be delivering a speech in the next 6 days, and then you are not able to practice it. How do you overcome this challenge? Any suggestions? Any ideas? How do you practice your speeches without actually practicing them?
Practice in your mind.
Practice in your mind. How do you do that?
Go through the speech. When you are commuting, when you're sitting in a car, or when you're having lunch, go through the speech in your mind.
You'll do wonders to them.
Good idea. I'm transferring to another club, Sahib.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say here is that whenever you are trying to practice a speech, live the speech. Like Lavina so rightly said, whenever she is practicing for a role, this is how she does it. She's making notes, she's looking around, she's seeing people how they are communicating. Because whenever she is giving a session, a role play on stage, I cannot find that role play anywhere on YouTube, anywhere on Google, or anywhere in the training sessions. They just come out of the blue. She's improvising on things, she's creating things. That is what speech is all about. When you are delivering a speech, don't deliver a speech by seeing at the audience that who are the people I'm going to address. You are not going to get into a relationship with anyone. So you don't have to make that person happy. You have to be yourself. You have to talk about yourself. Today, I was weighing myself on a scale, and I found that I have gained 5 more kgs. This is very, depressing for people who are on diet. That you have gained 5 kg of weight, and this can really make you nervous when you come on stage delivering a speech because this is one of the distractions. So when you are delivering a speech, there are how many distractions? 60,000 distractions, out of which 6 distractions are always there in your mind, and one of them could be, how am I looking? Am I looking appropriate? Am I looking good? Did I do my makeup well? Did I wear the right clothes? Forget this all. When you are delivering a prepared speech, do not look at this. Had Mahatma Gandhi started working on his dresses, being a minimalist, he was only wearing a dhoti and a cloth, he would not have made this India an independent country. He would have been more in front of the mirror or in front of his almirah trying to find out which clothes he has to wear. He did not do that. So forget about what you are wearing, what do you look like, how do you do it. Just do what you have to do. That is, practice in your mind and deliver the speech. This is one way of the prepared speakers. We can discuss other things later on. Coming to the role players. Again, the role players part I normally share with the role players that what is your detail, what are the expectations that are to be there. But all these roles that you are playing on stage are actually leadership roles. They are not communication roles, they are leadership roles. So what is required in a leadership role?
Clear communication, objectives.
Clear communication of the objectives,
Communicate effectively.
communicate effectively,
Purpose. Purpose that
purpose, purpose, motivate. Leader has to motivate. A leader has to present something that he wants his followers to do in such a way that the followers think that they are doing it on their own. They're not following the leader. A painter just one day got a vision that he wants to liberate this world of the scum of the world. And he targeted Jews and he created a world war. He was just a painter, not more than 4 feet in height. But when he spoke that as if the people were getting exploited. It was not the people who were getting exploited, it was he who had an ulterior motive. But he told people that you are getting exploited, you are an Aryan race, and you are being subjugated, exploited by another race. And he initiated them, he instigated them to destroy that race. It was a negative leadership and anti-leadership, but it worked. It created a world war. So what you need to understand is that you have to motivate people. So when you are coming on stage for a timer or an accountant or a grammarian role, you have to motivate people that how and you can overcome those stages, and you have to improvise yourself with a number of speeches. Just don't read and do things that. Coming to the last part, the speech evaluation. What is more important in a speech evaluation is that the speaker and the speech evaluator, they communicate in advance. When I'm delivering the roasters, I'm most of the times sharing the name of the speaker with the speech evaluators. By the third day, you already know that who is your speech evaluator. Please share your evaluation form with your speech evaluator. And the speech evaluator, the moment you choose a speaker, please connect with the speaker, talk to the speaker, what are your requirements, and take the form from them so that you are able to understand. And all the prepared speakers, please contact the Toastmaster of the day with your speech title, your education path, your level, and your speech project number, as well as a small introduction of yourself, so that the Toastmaster of the day encourages you when you are coming on stage by giving you a good introduction. These are the things that I'm looking up to for in any speech. Overall, we are having fantastic meetings. We are having good numbers. Most of the time, we are having good numbers. We should send this photograph to Shikha so that she comes back to the club, because she says that our numbers are dwindling. But no, our numbers are not dwindling. They keep on rising. They will happen again and again. With this, I conclude my session of the general evaluation and hand over the stage back to Toastmaster Lavi.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. So while we've learned about ethos, pathos, and logos, all thoughts of effective communication usually fly out of the window when you are in conflict, when there's a difficult conversation. If you're talking to somebody you do not agree with, or they do not agree with you, and it is something of importance. When something of this sort happens, then who are the characters in that play? So one, it will be you in that conversation, me. It will be the other person, they. And then there is the issue. So it is very important to understand and keep in mind that it is not me versus they. It is in fact me plus them versus the issue. Till the time you're able to remember this, every difficult conversation becomes easy. We'll probably talk about this in a subsequent Toastmaster meeting. That's all, folks. I hand over the stage to our president for closing the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, TMOD, Toastmaster Lavina. How are you? We already spent 2 hours of time. How effectivity? This is the journey between good afternoon to Good evening. Who is going to summarize the entire 2 hours? Something happening in your stomach. Butterflies going round and round. You don't ask anyone to speak. Na? Let's listen. Listening is the first step of effective communication. Let's listen. That's why we are here. Yes, my dear guests. That's why we are here. To improve our listening skills. We spend some 6,000, 8,000, 10,000 rupees for membership, but we are not able to participate. Okay? Whatever you have, who, who is going to judge you? Why you are thinking? Just raise your hand and participate. This is your decision to come here. This is you who took that leap of faith that yes, today I'm going to join Toastmasters and I will evolve from where we are now to our dream that we saw last night. So on that note, please, this is a request. Don't waste your time because as we know that time is money. Everyone knows that, na? Time is money. Yes. Can speak. Yes. This is the truth. Huh? This is a myth. Time is not equal to money. I always tell that time is priceless. It cannot go back to your previous time. So use your time judiciously. So who is going to explain or jot down how you feel? The guests? Anyone? You spend your 2 hours. How you are feeling now?
Thank you. Basically, this was my first session for Toastmasters, and it began with a very good note with Greek philosophy and multiple nuggets of knowledge being shared. So I will definitely take that from the session along with enthusiasm and passion throughout the various speeches which many of our friends delivered, and then there were many you know uh, you know speeches about consistency, about evaluating people very solidly and with a very grounded understanding. So I could definitely see that everything in this meeting added to the kind of not only knowledge plus having that skill of speaking and also connecting with people. So I will take away these three things from this meeting, and obviously feeling overall an addition. This session has been an addition to my experience. So thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. We will see you once again. Anyone else want to share his or her feelings? The brand new Toastmaster. You want to share your feelings? The first role player, the very first role player. So see means why I like her so much. She is the one who first attended the meeting as a guest, and after closing of the session, after having this certificate ceremony, she took the decision and joined as a Toastmaster. Why? I have to ask 5 whys. Seriously. Okay, let's listen from her.
Yes. Why I choose to join here is actually the encouragement. You can see that we were just holding ourselves back on the seat and just listening to other what they are talking and what they are saying. And in fact, in the break time also, Saurabh sir has just asked me, why are you here? And why are you just holding yourself back? Why are you not coming here and initiating and talking about the and to participate in the that table topics and speak about it? And why are you here? I mean, every time he was just asking me, why are you here? Why were you not participating in that? So that encouragement, in fact, that yes, we have taken the decision to come here, and and we are just feeling like some miracle will happen and we will speak fluently and all. But we have to practice. We have to come here and speak. So that encouragement, the most important thing, which yes, I am feeling that I am being encouraged. And every time when I'm coming here, the first time also when I came here and attended the first session, I was so hesitant. I mean, I was so like sitting at the back and was just thinking, okay, fine, I shouldn't be asked to come here, and I was just hoping to listen. But after completion of the last session, and I felt motivated, and that's how I joined, and I took the decision to start my journey in Toastmasters.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much.
Thank you. The point you missed, the monetary part. Myra told that you are rich. So I have only one question before I closing this session and hand over the certificates to our uh, uh, Vice President Education, who is going to hand over the certificates to winners. When do you actually start your week? Monday to Sunday? When you start your week?
I think week is an English calendar concept, usually,
When you start?
not the market. Sales is pretty much a 24/7 job.
Okay. Anyone else?
Monday. Like the moment I plan my week, like Sunday night or Monday morning.
I'm not able to hear you.
When I plan my week, either on the Sunday night or Monday morning, whenever I plan, I make an intention
We
of
have
visiting.
7 days. In the entire year, we have 7 days, 7 days, 7 days. When you start your week?
Monday.
You start your week. Sunday, Monday, when you go travel to office. Monday, everyone starts.
Office starts on Monday.
Office starts on Monday. You start on Monday. I start my week on Friday night for myself. Monday to Friday, I'm selling my time. That's why I'm earning money. That's the only thing. I start my week, my week, Friday night. The topic I raise because I request DTM site to circulate the role players by Saturday night. Sunday we have ample time to decide. This is my point of view. We can then and there take the role and circulate our seats to all the evaluation people or who is going to evaluate our speech. So please, if you can take it forward and Saturday night, if you circulate the role players by Sunday night till you are going to bed, please take the role and practice that from Monday to Friday. And Saturday, come here and bang on deliver that speech in front of everyone. Right? So on that note, I would request our Vice President Education DTM side and TMOD of today, Toastmaster Lavina, to hand over the certificates to winners.
Yay.
On the stage is all yours. And I'm
I'm doing a cheat sheet. We start with the best table topic speaker.
yes, can someone click some photos?
Mr. President, you have to sign the certificates.
Yeah, I got my
Yeah, I
last
do that.
certificate without signing.
Age is catching up on our Mr. President.
Silence. My PR person.
Our president needs a
Say
secretary.
something. We have this stage.
I have the stage. That's such a foreign concept to me, right?
Take the advantage of the stage.
Okay, so we were talking about
Any
different
questions to
conversations.
BP education also? You can ask questions.
I think we are done with the session. Ask questions.
We have to take the feedback of the guest. Did you take that? No.
Yeah,
We did only one
I
person.
tried, but
Adil.
Adil,
Can you tell us how are you feeling?
It was a great feeling.
Second time you heard?
Yeah.
Same sentence. Change the sentence.
So it was a very good feeling.
No, I remember Adil. I was just editing the guest list, and I was removing all the people who have become Toastmasters, and I was changing them into Toastmasters. Adil sent me a message, "Sir, please don't remove me. I'll be back in Ramzan, after Ramzan." So he was so enthusiastic to come back, and last meeting did not happen, so he was very, disappointed that the meeting did not happen. And we soon would want to see you as a Toastmaster. Thank you, Adil. You are?
Arpit.
Arpit, please, let's have your feedback.
Sure. So as I mentioned, that was a very good experience for me. A positive experience in terms of knowledge as well as having the understanding of the art of speaking and also connecting with like-minded people. So this will be a takeaway for me.
Thank you so much. After 7 years of my Toastmaster speech, this is the second time I'm hearing from someone saying that speaking is an art. Most of the people think it's a science. It is not a science, it's an art. Thank you so much. Vishal. Hear you. But if you join Toastmasters, I'm definitely sure you're going to become as loud as I am right now. And you're going to definitely get a good girlfriend in Toastmasters also because you are very eligible for that. But for that, you need to practice vocal variety. Please.
It was a great experience for me. I liked the people all around. And was just disappointed in myself not to participate in the table topics, but from the next week I will try.
Thank you so much. Your feeling is showing on your face, you're smiling from ear to ear, and I'm sure I'm going to get a member out of all you 5 people very soon. Thank you. Please.
It was an amazing session, and also the energy was very good. Positive environment. It will encourage me more to participate in even more. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
First, we have the word for the best speaker.
Okay. So, any guesses for the best speaker? Any guesses out of 3? No guesses? Don't want to make friends with anyone?
No pathos in
Take
practice.
his or her name. No.
No pathos in
pathos.
practice.
No pathos in practice. Take his or her name, and the person might approach you and say, "Wow, thank you so much." And then the rest could be meet and coffee. The best speaker, Toastmaster Miraj. Somebody please take a photograph of Toastmaster Miraj. Hold this.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Toastmaster Miraj.
We have the best table topic speaker.
Okay, any guesses for that?
Lavina.
Vishal. Vishal.
Five.
Huh?
Five.
I heard Arpit.
Sahil.
Arpit.
Arpit. Okay.
Rahul.
Rahul. Rahul. Anyone else?
At least say something.
At least say something. Why keep quiet? So he says Rahul.
Rahul is not there.
Shikha.
Shikha.
Myra is so surprised.
Who's Rahul? Shah Rukh Khan is Rahul.
So he's catching on the fact that I want someone to have coffee with him. So he's saying Rahul. Anjali. Best table topic speaker is our guest Arpit. These awards are really unbiased. Really unbiased. Thank you.
Next, we have the best evaluator.
Yes. Any guesses for that? Best evaluator.
Shahid.
Shahid sir. Shahid was not even evaluated.
You did.
Sahil. Okay.
Sahil.
Sahil. Any more guesses?
Myra.
Myra, you were not even evaluating any. Our president is gone. Vote for president. Our best evaluator is Toastmaster Lavina. Thank you.
We have the best role player.
You announce.
Our best role player is the lady I met for the first time today. And she brought so much joy to the meeting and so much joy to all of us. Mahira. Yes, for the wonderful table topics she had and the accommodation she showed by changing the topics for people so they could speak at their convenience. Right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Myra.
Our final award is for the best auxiliary role player, which goes to a person who is ever available to step into the shoes of someone who's not there, who takes on more than one role, who is somebody Sahil is inspired by. DTM Shahid.
Where did I get an auxiliary role?
You were the timer.
know that.
And with that, we declare the meeting to a close. Thank you. You've been a wonderful audience and wonderful participants.
I have one announcement.
The meeting is open again.
Meeting is over. Who love to speak? Anyone? And if you want to earn some money, it's 1.4 crore. Really?
I'm listening.
Anyone listening to me?
Scam. Don't receive WhatsApp calls.
Yes, have a group. Come here and let's have a group.
Maybe tell me about the money.
Forget the